Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day number 13 of 31 days of tutorials. My name as usual is Ryan Hafey with Hafey Digital, and in this video I'm going to show you how to perform the ever-present Dolly Zoom Effect. Just ignore it, this has nothing to do with this video. Now before I show you how to perform the Dolly Zoom Effect, let's go over exactly what the effect is. Now you've probably seen it in movies before. Basically what happens is it looks like the background is either kind of expanding or compressing behind the subject. It was used in some old school horror movies, and sometimes it's used in films to kind of signify a dramatic event that's about to happen. Now the only tools that you're going to need to accomplish this effect are a camera that offers some kind of autofocus and a zoom lens. Now if you don't have a zoom lens, there is another technique that you can use to accomplish the same kind of effect, which I'll show you later in the video. And if you don't have autofocus, it may be a little bit more of a challenge for you to achieve this effect, but it's still doable. As for the actual camera movement itself, basically all you need to do is move the camera in closer to your subject while at the same time zooming out, or vice versa. You can move out while you're zooming into your subject. Either way, that's going to create that change in compression in the background. Now in this example, as you can see, I'm using a slider, but you don't have to use a slider. I just like to use it because it creates a little bit more of a smooth shot. But if you don't have a slider, you're more than welcome to do it handheld. Although if you are going to do it handheld, I would recommend that you use a higher frame rate so that you can slow it down in post, so that you can kind of get rid of some of those bumps and things like that that come with handheld camera operation. And the reason that I suggest you use a camera with autofocus is that you're already turning the zoom ring as you move into the subject. So to also operate the focus ring at the same time is going to create a interesting challenge. I guess technically if you have to use manual focus, you could always bring in someone else to help you kind of turn the focus ring as you move the camera around. Might look a little funny, but it's, you know, it'll work. Now, as I said earlier, if you don't have a zoom lens, you only have a prime lens or a fixed focal length lens, you can still achieve the Dolly Zoom effect. You just have to do it a little bit differently. It requires a little bit of animation in post. So what you want to do is you'll want to film your video at a higher resolution, for example 4K if you're editing in a 1080p timeline. Then all you need to do is move the camera in closer to your subject or farther away, depending on which kind of Dolly Zoom effect you're going for. And then once you get the footage into whatever video editing software you use, you'll just want to use the scaling effects to either scale in if you're moving away from the subject, or scale out if you're moving in towards the subject. But that's why you want to record at a higher resolution when you're using a prime lens, because that will allow you to zoom in or out of the footage without losing too much resolution, as long as you're editing in a resolution that is lower than the resolution in which you shot the footage initially. And there you go, that is how you perform a Dolly Zoom effect. Not a Dolly Parton effect. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, hit that like button below and come back and see us tomorrow for day 14 of 31 days of tutorials. Goodbye.